Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. Last year I started to study Chinese and absolutely loved it. I'm going to be taking the IB to Intro Chinese course for the next 2 years, so this summer I decided to brush up on my skills and see how much I remember from last year. I use many different textbooks when I study because I like different aspects of each textbook. I also like to find short stories online and translate them. I also like to find different Chinese TV shows with subtitles, and I try to follow along so I can get used to the pace of speech of a native speaker. I also try not to translate in my head while listening. Right now I am watching Idol Producer because I found it on YouTube. I am writing all the Chinese and English subtitles down next to each other, then I'm planning to make a vocab list from each episode, and I am hoping to learn more of the natural grammar that is used by native speakers. Right here are just some of the notes I took from the first couple of minutes of episode 1 of the TV show. The main textbook I am using this summer is HSK Standard Grammar Course 1, and I am hoping to get up to level 2 or 3 by the end of the summer. I like how this book is broken up into different sections with grammar and vocab, and it's easily understandable because of how it has the pinyin next to the characters, and that there's also a CD that goes along with it so that you can listen to how everything is pronounced and practice your listening and speaking skills with it. These next two textbooks I used during the school year for my Chinese class. There was a third, but my teacher still has it, which was my workbook. So this is the character workbook where we were able to practice the stroke order and the spacing of each characters in these specially designed grids, which I really enjoyed because I was able to get a lot of handwriting practice done. We did not use it as much in class as I had wished, so there's only a couple pages done out of it, but I'm hoping to use the rest of the pages this summer to get more practice so that I can memorize them. Then this is my textbook that we used during class, and it has a dialogue in the beginning with all the vocab and grammar, and then it has a vocab list and then all the grammar points broken down so that you can clearly understand what each of the conversations at the beginning of the chapter are saying, so that you are able to better understand the whole topic and subjects comprehensively. I used the Chinesey textbook, I guess you would call it, to help me study the characters and what it means, because I really liked how there's a picture that goes along with each of the characters so that you will be able to visually memorize them better, and as a visual learner I find this very helpful in being able to quickly remember the definition for each character. It also gives you a definition of each character and how the characters build on top of each other to make similar meaning words. This last textbook was the first ever Chinese textbook that I ever got, which I got in London right before I started last year's Chinese course, and I really enjoyed this textbook. I don't use it as much as some of my other ones, but I still go back to refer to different grammar points or vocab, and I think it's still a very useful tool. However, I've just found other resources that I consider to be a better fit for me than this textbook. I liked that this textbook was broken down by different topics and had grammar and vocab relating to it, like the textbook I used for school, and I also like how there's a CD that goes along with it so you can listen to the pronunciation and get a better understanding of it. Now, this book isn't like Chinese textbook where you would learn the actual language. It's about the linguistics behind the language. So whenever I learn a new language, I like to learn as much as I can about the linguistics behind it because it helps me piece together all the different parts of it and connect it to other languages I might have learned or are learning. And I really enjoy this series. They've got one for Korean that I'm also using to read about Korean since I'm wanting to learn that language as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and found some new way to help you learn Chinese and study some other different language.